Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to a cooler evening. Though we have moved into spring, it seems like we've gone back to a winter's day with lots of wind and a winter's evening as well. But it will warm up. If it doesn't warm up, something's wrong. So apologies tonight from Anton and Sonia. They were intending to come, but ended up at the hospital, emergency. Sonia's damaged her leg. Also, apologies from Susan and John. Also, apologies from Peter and also from Justin and everyone else who's not here. But we're here, and also welcome to the people that are joining us online, and also to people that haven't been here before. So let's settle in with our meditation. So establishing our comfortable sitting position, aligning our body with some degree of symmetry, balance, poise, helping to enable an inner mindful presence. Our eyes gently closed, helping to bring our awareness within. And we can begin by having an initial deep, relaxing, letting go breath. A nice deep breath sends a signal to our brain to release endorphins to soothe the muscles, tendons, tissue of our body. And the outgoing breath is also a psychological symbol of letting go. So breathing out, letting go of issues, worries, concerns, at least for the next while during the meditation. Giving our brain mind a break from engaging through the various roles that we have. Whatever those roles might be, we don't need to engage them during meditation. And even giving our brain mind a break from the need to be caught up in thoughts about what has been, thoughts about what might be, and just using our mind to simply be aware. Meditation is practicing being aware in the present moment, developing a calm, collected, focused attention, and especially focusing on one thing, such as the sensation of our breath, each life-giving breath, giving life to our body and life and alertness to our mind, which helps us to be in the present moment where life is happening from. But before bringing attention to the breath, just feeling into our body with our awareness, getting a sense of our body sitting here, feeling our body sitting here, and mindfully noticing a few contact sensations, maybe feeling our feet connecting with the floor, noticing that, feeling that feet connecting with the floor. And then bringing our awareness up to sense and feel the touch of our body connecting with the chair or the cushion, whatever we're sitting on. Feeling our body connecting with the chair, the cushion, the meditation stool. Just noticing, sensing, feeling. Noticing how we don't have to think about that, but just simply be aware of that contact sensation of sitting. And bringing our awareness up further to feel the placement of our hands and fingers resting in our lap, maybe one hand resting on the other. Sensation of warmth or coolness, softness or moistness. Or maybe touching the fabric of our clothes, feeling that. Just noticing our hands and fingers, another reference point for mindfulness in the present moment. And bringing our awareness up further to notice the subtle movement of our shoulders, chest, abdomen, belly as our body breathes. Feeling that soothing motion, the gentle rising, falling of shoulders, chest, abdomen, belly. And not forcing our breath, not controlling our breath, just allowing our body to breathe itself naturally, but being aware of that. Feeling that soothing motion. Feeling our body breathing. Noticing something simple, something soothing, grounding, calming, the feeling of our body breathing. And then bringing our awareness up further to notice our face. Maybe even feeling the air connecting with our face, sensations on our face. Feeling our face, the air connecting with our face. And also noticing light coming in through our closed eyelids. Even though the eyelids are closed, there's still some degree of light coming in. So experiencing that lightness, brightness, color, patterning, or just a blankness. And even looking into that lightness, brightness through the closed eyelids, a forward, focused gaze into the space in front, through the closed eyelids. And if we hear any background sounds, not being distracted or disturbed by those, and particularly so the internal mental sight or sound of thoughts, appreciating that all thoughts, all thinking is just a mental voice in our mind or a mental image that we see. And we don't have to engage into the activity of thinking, but rather using our mind for paying attention, focusing on something simple, something ongoing, such as the inflow, outflow sensation of each breath as we feel it at our nose nostril area, locating that main place or point of sensation of our breath, bringing our attention there, holding our attention there to feel the in-breath, feeling the out-breath, just letting our body breathe itself naturally, exercising attention by focusing on something neutral, something unexciting, not challenging, helping us to strengthen our focus, feeling each individual breath, while also looking into the lightness, brightness through our closed eyes. And if it's helpful to repeat one or two mental, meditative words in the mind with each breath, whatever words might feel helpful, such as calm on the in-breath, ease on the out-breath. Repeating these words in our mind, calm, ease, calm, ease, calm, ease. Developing focus, collectedness, concentration, and inner calm ease. Always returning attention back to the breath if we become distracted by thoughts or something else. Always coming back to the breath. Simply sitting, sensing, savoring the moment through each mindful breath, mind and body aligned in the present. Just noticing if the mind's become distracted or dull, and if so, bringing our attention back to our breath, staying with each breath as if our life depends upon it, noticing and feeling each breath. Just a few more minutes left in our meditation, so being extra mindful, extra aware, really noticing and feeling each breath in each present moment, developing calm, clarity, peace, and presence. Now, just before ending this meditation, inwardly reminding ourselves to try and sustain as much of this calm, mindful awareness, keeping that going on into the ongoing moments, minutes, hours of the evening. And to end the meditation, just taking a deep breath and slowly opening our eyes to finish. So please help yourself to some tea, biscuits at the back, and then we can have some reflections and discussion.
Okay, I rinsed it out, throw it on the lawn. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
No, you're right. Where's the exit? What is it? No, it's not on the lawn, no.
We should. What's that? Falling asleep today. Falling asleep today.
Yeah, well. It's very dead, it's still warm. Pick up the water.
So how are we feeling after the meditation? Relaxed? Feeling okay? Good?
Yeah.
Good enough?
Good.
Better? The evening meditation can feel different to morning meditation. Generally, the ideal time, the best time to do meditation is in the morning, and the brain mind's a bit more fresh than, say, in the evening. But evening is okay as well, but one can be dealing with more thoughts or more dullness. especially if one's had a busy day, a bit tired, so a bit worn out. But that can be worked with in terms of extra attention, extra focus, whether the mind is busy from the happenings of the day, comings and goings and doings and activities, or tired from just being worn out from different things, putting in sort of effort to stay attentive and stay focused. So it is a practice. It's a practice like anything, and the more you practice at meditation, the better one gets at it. Like any skill, anything that one is developing. So it takes time, patience, persistence, commitment. And in many ways, I would see meditation as one of the most helpful, supportive things for looking after ourselves, mind and body, looking after our life. Particularly because, say, 2,500 years ago, the Buddha said that human beings are the unfinished creature. Even though we can have these adult bodies, but we're still unfinished. And the unfinished domain is the domain of the mind. So the mind can still be developed, enhanced, still can evolve beyond just basic instincts, basic emotions, basic sort of processing, mental processing. There's a lot more that we can develop and evolve with regards to our mind, our mentality. And in a way, we could say that the mind is the most important tool in our toolkit for engaging, interfacing, experiencing life. And we can all appreciate that if we have a mind that's dull, distracted, distorted, distressed, depressed, diminished, then it's going to affect our interface with life. Everything that we experience is through our mind. So by having a calm, clear mind, a mind that's alert, able to focus, able to take on information, process information, remember information, etc., really, really helpful. And I think I was thinking about this today that life for most people on this planet is becoming more challenging, more stressful, particularly because we're busier than we ever were. There's more things to have to deal with, more information to have to process, arena or world around us, but we're getting information from around the world. All, just on the phone, these devices check into what's going on anywhere in the world. And then dealing with that can be challenging. So life is becoming a lot more complex, confusing, confronting than what it was, say, 50 years ago, even 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. There's a lot more that human beings have to deal with. But I was thinking, are we actually dealing with these things? Life and the world is progressing in a sense. But are we able to keep up with the progress, or are we mentally lagging behind? Now, with these devices, every month or so, I get a message saying you need to update the phone, download the updates so that the phone can work better, process information better. My phone's about 5 years old, but if I didn't do the updates, it probably wouldn't function now. But what updates are we giving our mind for dealing with the complexities of life, the increasing challenges of life? Well, we're not. Not in any sort of real, fundamental, significant sense. Even in people's work, I was thinking that one has to sort of go and do courses, go and do a workshop, because there's a new process, there's a new sort of model of working, there's a new sort of new information that one has to deal with. So that most people in the workplace, they have to go and get some extra professional development, workplace development to deal with things, whether it's in health, whether it's in even the building industry, new building techniques, how to deal with more increased weather events, how to sort of hold down roofs tighter from more cyclonic events, etc. Teaching, education, things have changed so much. Go and get an upgrade, go and do a course to be able to accommodate the increasing challenges. But are we as human beings, personally, even like intrapersonally within ourselves, developing these updates that we need to be able to accommodate some of the challenges that we're faced with? Certainly, the work that I do as a psychologist, I find that people aren't handling things as well as they did 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's like people wearing out, burning out. And it comes back to the mind. And in this way, it's about really looking after our mind, growing our mind, strengthening our mind, calming and clearing our mind so that we can deal with these challenges. And meditation is the main way for that, to develop a calm, clear mind so that we can not get overwhelmed, distressed, confused, depressed, anxious, etc. Certainly, ongoing studies show that people that practice meditation, particularly practicing mindfulness, have an increased capacity and ability for neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity, neuro as in the brain, and plasticity being malleable, so the brain is more able to modify and change and grow quicker, developing new neural connections, learning quicker if you practice meditation and mindfulness. So this is something that's quite significant because dealing with increasing changes and complexities in life, we want to be able to have a brain mind that can accommodate that, not get sort of like stuck not being able to change and then sort of getting left behind. Even like, again, in the last 50, 40, 30 years where with these things coming out and probably there's more people on the planet that have these than don't have these, a mobile phone. And even now with AI technology, it's like, well, people need to sort of keep up. Otherwise, they're going to get left behind. And to keep up, we need to have a mind and a brain that can accommodate that. And that's where meditation comes in. Even just to be able to deal with the stress of life, even to be able to just have some time out from thinking and doing, just to come back to some stillness, some peace, as a bit of a refresh, reframe, realignment for the mind. Really, really important. Otherwise, we're going to increasingly get stressed, worn out, burnout, not just mentally, but the mind affects the body as well. Illness has occurred because people are mentally, emotionally run down, worn out. Their immune system gets affected. So that meditation becomes something that's really, really important, if not imperative, for people to do in the 21st century. As well as just the peace and the pleasure of having a calm, clear mind, and to then be able to relate to experience better through a calm, clear mind. It's a bit like if one wears glasses and doesn't clean them, then one doesn't see so well. Everything's sort of murky and blurry. So as a daily practice to calm and clear the mind with some meditation will help us to connect and see and perceive and relate to life in a more correct, direct way. Enhance life, because life is so precious and we don't want to miss out just simply by being caught up in the has been, worrying about the might be, but to be able to connect directly to experience, really seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching and feeling, experiencing life without having accidents. A lot of accidents happen because people are not being attentive to the here and now, being present to what is. They're caught up in many ways, living their life days ahead of themselves, worrying about stuff and missing out on what's happening now, or dealing with what's happening now, or being attentive to something which they need to attend to that could be confronting. So again, coming back to looking into and looking after our mind, especially through meditation. And it doesn't take too much time, doesn't take too much effort, doesn't take too long to start to appreciate the benefits of meditation as a practice, even to the point where it just becomes something that we even look forward to every day, having some downtime, some quiet time, not to be thinking, wondering, worrying, stressing, and planning, just be in a calm, mindful way, in a way, as I've said many times before, the pleasure and the peace of meditation can really out sort of or surpass so many other points of pleasure. The pleasure that comes from a calm, clear mind, where the endorphins get released, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and it doesn't cost anything apart from the time and the effort to do it. So a great skill that we as human beings can develop. And I think that more and more it needs to become something that we're doing because, yes, we want to, but also because we need to. We need this practice. Otherwise, we're not going to cope with how life and the world is continuing to challenge and stress us. So a bit of a motivation for meditation practice. Obviously, coming here once a week is good, but more than that, it's about practicing meditation every day. So it's not just cleaning your glasses once a day or sharpening your tools, once a week, but sharpening your, cleaning your glasses every day, sharpening your tools every day, sharpening the mind every day, having that calm, clear mind so that we can be our best into our life for ourselves and also for the people that we connect with. So just as a bit of a feedback from yourselves and any questions about meditation practice, anyone like to ask any questions or offer some feedback on how you're going with your meditation practice?
Just
Viv?
ask you, can you remind me of Ajahn Chah's Still Forest Pool, the analogy? Is it Still Forest Pool?
Still Forest Pool. So with regard to the 5 hindrances.
Oh, was it the 5? Okay.
So there's 5 hindrances that affect the quality and the clarity and the purity and the usefulness of a pool. And a pool, if it's calm and clear and still, has many benefits. You can drink the water; it's pure. You can see what's in it. You can get a reflection in it as well. But if the mind is, if the pool is dirty, then it loses its ability, and the pool is like the mind. So a calm, clear, cool mind, really helpful. The first hindrance of the 5 is the mind getting caught up in just thinking. Thoughts of desire. I want this, I want this. So thoughts of desire, and that's like the pool having colored clay mixed through it. Looks interesting, but it loses its clarity and its purity. The second hindrance, the mental hindrance, is thoughts of negativity, anger, aversion. And that's like the pool being sort of heated up like a hot spring. So it's bubbling up. You can't drink it. It's lost its clarity. Sort of not useful. The third hindrance is mental dullness, and it's like the pool with slime and swampy sort of algae growing over it. Again, you don't want to drink it. You can't see into it. You can't get a reflection from it. The fourth hindrance is mental agitation and restlessness, which affects the mind. That's like the calm, clear pool being whipped up like with the wind. So again, it becomes wave and you can't sort of see into it. And the last one is skeptical doubt. So the mind getting caught up in doubt, doubting this, doubting that, irrational doubt. And that's like the pool with the mud from the bottom stirred up through it. So 5 hindrances that affect the quality and clarity of the mind, particularly in meditation. And so the simile or analogy of the still forest pool. So most people, often in meditation, will find that they're having at least one of those hindrances where they're sitting there thinking about what's for dinner tonight, or what am I doing on the weekend? Something nice. Ah, there's another hindrance coming up, distracting from the calm, clear pool, or something else. Any other thoughts about practicing meditation and some of the challenges of meditation? Why we meditate? Brendan, why do you meditate?
Yeah, I think I touched on it on Sunday that initially it was trying to deal with stress, trying to find a little bit of peace. But coming back to the still forest pool, it's like when you practice regularly, then you do have that stillness that it's there and more noticeable when you are meditating, but you can feel that then start to permeate throughout the rest of your life.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that you're always completely calm, but when things go wrong or unexpected things come up, you're able to, I guess, just deal with that a lot more simply.
Yeah.
And I think of the still forest pool as when it's still, then it's clear, and so you see clearly, like you said, things aren't stirred up, and that's when you can gain insights. And when it's all muddy and stirred up,
don't see things clearly.
Things don't become apparent to you as they really are, and so that's the thing that I really took out of the still forest pool. But I see all those benefits. I get that peace during the meditation, but I get an overall calmness, and I do find that I think like other aspects of my life just end up being more things start going more smoothly because you're not caught up in anger and the selfing of like, I need this, I want this, more accepting of just things as they are.
That's good. And what comes to mind with that is it's like with physical exercise, people do physical exercise not just because they might enjoy going to the gym, and it's great for an hour or so and see some people, but it's the benefit that the flow-on benefit after the exercise. So feeling fitter, stronger, more healthier into one's daily life, because you can't live in the gym unless you work in the gym. But it's the flow-on effect. The same with the meditation. Unless you're a Buddhist monk or a nun or a meditation sort of teacher on retreats all the time, you can't be practicing meditation all the time. But the meditation that we do flows on into whatever we're doing in daily regular life, because our mind's there. And even like modern science, neuroscience, medical science is showing that through brain imaging that people that practice meditation have enhanced prefrontal cortex, the front part of the brain. The neural connections get stronger and thicker, so the brain becomes more enhanced to be able to deal with things and process information and remember, and also be more calm as well. So as science is showing that this actually does work.
That's interesting. It's like meditation it feels quite good in the moment, but lasting effects, unless you've done it a long time, maybe you don't like feel it and realize it. So like that compounding effect, I've found in the past has been hard to feel and carry on.
Becomes more, the more you do it, it becomes more a way of being, a way of life. So particularly the quality of mindfulness, so that in meditation it's like gym work, where exercising, focusing, but the quality and the strength that we have then goes on into being aware of how we're moving, how we're lifting, so we're not sort of damaging ourselves, and operating with sort of balance. So the same with the meditation, the flow on into the mindfulness, and particularly being less caught up in noticing a negative thought, not getting caught into it, engaging healthy thoughts, or at times having no thoughts. I don't need to think. I'm just going to be driving, just seeing, experiencing, feeling while I'm driving, rather than thinking, worrying, stressing while I'm driving, and not even seeing where I'm going, just on automatic pilot. So it flows on, but it takes time for that to develop as a way of being. And even like a way of life, an attitude, sort of like a Zen approach to life. So that one is sort of operating from more of a calm, clear, aware approach, which includes wisdom as well. So it becomes a whole life approach. Meditation becomes life, life becomes the meditation. But it's challenging because the way of the world is against calm, clear-mindedness, and keeping things simple. The way of the world is get more, have more, do more, think more, stress more, eat more, smoke more, drink more, buy more, whatever. More is better. But we're realizing no, that experiment should be, if it's an experiment, if you buy more, think more, drink more, eat more, more is better. If that works, great. But if you say, well, it doesn't work, so reject that hypothesis. We need to develop a new hypothesis, which is about living more simply, living more mindfully, seeing if that brings more peace and joy and meaning in life. And the hypothesis or the supposition is yes, it will.
Well, when you talked about, being able to deal with things, sometimes I just think that another benefit is you don't deal with everything. You just don't give everything your attention. The things that aren't important.
Yes, yeah.
Don't even think about them.
But it's having that ability to see and choose. Okay, we don't have to deal with that. Just let it go. That's not important now. Or that can be dealt with later. Or that's not my issue or business. So being able to discern or differentiate is a skill that comes from being more mindful. Yeah, I think that's a real challenge, the complexities of life, which then is becoming more confused, more confronting, and then more confusing and more distressing for people. So that people that I certainly find in the work that I do as a psychologist, there's just a lot more people coming to see me that are burnt out, worn out, stressed out, and they're not sort of like in their 60s. These are younger people, because they're just things. There's a quickening in terms of the intensity.
Yeah, John, I was going back to your exercising analogy that I remember 10 or 15 years ago, somebody that I've worked with, they lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, how'd you lose all the weight? Oh, just kind of woke up to myself, and some family members pointed some things out, and medical history. So I started going to the gym at 5 a.m. every day. I remember thinking, oh man, I couldn't do that. Get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym every day. That's crazy. But he saw the benefit, right? That okay, if I do this, I'll be healthy and live a longer life, hopefully. If I don't, then I may die. I may have a lot of health problems. So I think the same applies to our mental health. That if we want to be able to deal with all the stress and suffering and all the change that's happening in the world, you got to say, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to, and maybe it doesn't have to be 5 a.m. Like that's when I meditate, because that's what fits into my workday. But that daily practice that you mentioned, whenever that is, even if it's 15, 20 minutes a day, it's like, okay, I'm going to the gym for my mind, so that it's healthy enough to deal with all the challenges
Yeah,
that
yeah.
modern life throws at you.
Yeah. So be motivated to enable some upgrades for the mind through meditation so that we can function more efficiently and not wear out, burnout in the meantime. So next week we'll continue with our reflections on the spiritual virtues and looking into the ones we had a look at on the retreat day: honesty and resolve or commitment. So that'll be next week and the following week. So thanks for coming out tonight, and have a pleasant evening, and see you next time. Good, thank you.